I rise like the sun sometimes, but then I fall. Like a black moon, I rise when the night calls. When the night falls, the mic calls. So listen, it's the ultraviolet rays that keep me rising on the mission. I rise like the sun sometimes, but then I fall. Like a black moon, I rise when the night calls. When the night falls, the mic calls. So listen, it's the ultraviolet rays that keep me rising on the mission.
What up, hype beast? You already know who it is. It's your boy back with another NBA team breakdown. So today's video is about the Denver Nuggets. Now, I can't even begin to talk about how impressed I am with this team. Denver, I expected them probably to be a playoff team, probably a low seed playoff team. I didn't think they would be the number 2 seed, in the playoffs this year, and the number 2 team in the league for basically the whole year. Even had a chance at one point to knock off Golden State as the number 1 team in the NBA, throughout the season. And it's just been an impressive ride for the Denver Nuggets, to be honest. It's all based around Nikola Jokic, the all-star. But it's not really just him. But, you can't talk about this guy enough, man. He is a load down there in the paint. He is just like a huge guy. You can't move him. You can't really, you can't guard him. And then when he steps out and sets screen on the perimeter, that pick and pop game is unstoppable. And he does not really miss from out there, man. He basically averaged 20 points, 10 rebounds, and about 7 assists per game. Just outstanding playmaker, and just very, very difficult to stop in the midst of Denver's offense, man. But as much as it's about Jokic, it's also about Jamal Murray. Now, I tried really not to like Jamal Murray's game. I really did, and I ultimately couldn't do it. The more I watched his game, the more I fell in love with this guy's game. He's gonna be one of the premier shooters in the NBA if he's not already. The more reps he gets, the more experience he gets, it's just going to get better from here. Unless he gets injured or something like that, it's just going up the hill from here. And in the playoffs, man, the guy, anytime he had daylight, he was knocking those threes down. Anytime he had a little bit of daylight, that was definitely tough to watch. Because I can't even lie, like, as much as I was watching Damian Lillard to see if he was going to go off against Denver, it ended up being the Jamal Murray show, like almost every game. Just very, very impressive. I like him in the pick and roll with Jokic. It's nearly unstoppable. The more reps they get and the longer they're together, it's going to be impossible to stop. You're going to have guys trying to trap Murray and do all these, gimmicky type defenses to try to get the ball out of his hands, because that pick and roll with Jokic is going to be unstoppable. I love what they're doing in Denver with these guys. And then on top of the point guard center combination, you have Gary Harris, who at sometimes looks like the forgotten man. I've been watching Gary Harris for years, Michigan State, all that stuff. He was always a player that I like very much because he's a good shooter and he's a great defender. And I thought he fits, very well with this team. But it's kind of the perfect, and he doesn't seem to be a selfish player at all. He seems to be pretty okay being like a third type fiddle to these guys, Jokic and Murray. Doesn't seem to complain. He plays hard every possession. Once again, this is another jewel for the Denver Nuggets, another reason why they're going to be successful for the long run here with this team, with this core that they have. These guys are going to be together for a long time. They're going to lose a couple pieces. I know Isaiah Thomas is out of there this year. I think he's going to end up back in Boston. I hope he does, and I hope he gets a nice 6-man role in Boston and things work out. Mason Plumlee was very big for these guys this year, taking those minutes coming off the bench. I expect that to be the case next year too. I do think he's going to continue that productivity with this team. I always like Mason Plumlee. Will Barton, now he's kind of the guy I wonder about. He's kind of playing in that 6-man role. He gets a lot of minutes in the playoffs. He got a lot of important minutes coming off the bench for this team. And he brings something that's a little bit different. He brings like a very aggressive scorer, somebody who can attack the basket, but can off the dribble, but can also, step back and hit threes. He's not like a sharpshooter, but he's an important person for this team. And I honestly like what he brings to the table. I'd like to see him get better in his role, be a little bit more consistent of a shooter and things of that nature. But I really like what he brings to the team as well. They have a lot of young players, Malik Beasley, Torrey Craig, all these guys who, are, contributors to this team. You also have somebody like Paul Millsap, who played for the Atlanta for so many years and who was, a good player, but, all-star type player, but never seemed to be great. And he is just as consistent as it comes for this Denver team in the playoffs. Anytime they needed a big bucket, he was there for it. He was bullying, Portland's bigs the whole series. They tried to put Aminu on him. Aminu was too small. They tried to put Harkless on him. Harkless was too small. You know what I mean? And if you put somebody bigger than him, then he's going to step out to the 3-point line and light you up that way. He was just giving, the opposing team fits all playoffs. And I can appreciate that. He's the veteran. He's, one of the leaders of this team. And I just like what he brings to this team as well. You have people like Monty Morris, who some people believe is one of the best, backup guards, point guards in the league. He didn't have a great playoffs or whatever, but definitely is going to be good for them going forward. And then they have a nuclear bomb that's set to go off on the NBA next year. You have to remember they had the 14th pick last year. They picked Michael Porter Jr., somebody who was, supposed to be a lottery pick, somebody who's going to go at the, possibly top 5 last year. Some people thought, could go as high as 1, but he was definitely supposed to be a top 5 type talent. He had the back injury, at Missouri. So teams knew he was going to be out the whole year, and teams questioned whether he would have an NBA career because of his back injury. And apparently it looked nasty or whatever from what they saw on the medical records. This guy has been given a clean bill of health. He's coming back next year. He's going to play in the summer leagues. There's no restrictions on him going forward. This guy, 6'10", can light up, the arc, can light up the court from the 3-point arc. And they're unleashing him in a team that was the second best team in the Western Conference all season. And, unfortunately had a second round exit, but to me, there was no shame in that second round exit. They played against a more experienced Portland Trailblazer team, and they came up a little bit short in the Game 7. But you take that team and you add Michael Porter Jr. on top of that, and we're going to have problems in the NBA and the Western Conference going forward with this team, man. It's just a loaded team. And then they have the home court advantage of playing at the high altitude where it takes teams a while to even adjust to during the course of the game. This team is going to be something to be reckoned with in the future. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm just so impressed with this Denver Nuggets team. I'm impressed with them, and I'm very excited to see where this journey with this team is going to go from here. Anyway, let me know, all my Denver hype beasts, let me know down below in the comments section. What do you guys think about this Denver Nuggets team? I don't see a whole lot of room for improvement. I think they'll make adjustments this offseason or whatever, but I don't see any big changes coming this offseason. I don't see them really going hard after any of the big free agents, because they have their own secret weapon stepping right into the fray this summer in Michael Porter Jr. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. All right, see you next time.